It's about tribal warfare. Okay. That's where we're at in the U.S. I don't know where you're at in the UK. You're from India, so I don't really...
I'm not from India.
Oh, sorry, your parents are from India, so
I'm an American
you have
citizen.
your own stakes.
I'm an American, you know.
You're an American citizen?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know how you got that, but fair enough. Here's the thing.
Are you an American citizen?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But here's the thing.
Not sure how you got that, but okay.
Born here.
Okay.
Born here, and my family lineage is settlers from the 1500s, so I have some stake in the claim here, okay?
But you're
a little different.
But you're
than
a
yours.
descendant of immigrants, settlers,
I didn't know.
Colonialists.
Yeah,
you
colonials.
You don't look very Native American to me.
I am Native American. Whites are Native Americans. What are you talking about?
You're not.
What are you talking about? Whites are Native Americans.
Really?
I think
what was happening before the 1500s?
I think you're getting confused with it.
I don't mind going on a tangent, but what was happening before the 1500s?
Calm down. I think you're getting...
What was happening before the 1500s?
There was indigenous people here that came here from Asia.
Do you know what indigenous means?
Listen, before
indigenous
America,
people can't come from somewhere else.
Why do you ask a question if you're going to interrupt?
I'm not sure if you know what the meaning of indigenous means.
I do know what it means. It means
like
they came here first, right? They came here from Asia by way of land bridge. Have an argument with Neil deGrasse Tyson or anybody else about that. I don't care.
Is he an American?
I genuinely don't care. Yes, he is.
Okay, just checking.
My point is, okay?
Nothing to do with crime. So far, you've agreed with me that these people are
Because you're derailing, dude. I'm trying to stay on track.
You literally sat down and asked me where I'm from. I think you derailed this conversation from the get-go.
I think you got offended by that, but I'm
not offended. I'm just wondering what it has to do with crime.
I'm always curious.
We're going to talk about immigration. Don't worry. Later on, you can come back.
I hope so.
Right now, you're doing a very bad job of making the case that he's not pro-crime.
I just got a round of applause. I could probably get another one actually if I asked for it.
Wow.
So I don't think I'm doing as bad.
Is this how you get rounds of applause? You sit in a room with 20 people who agree with you. Wow, amazing. Amazing. That must make you feel good.
Black Americans are the real natives of the United States and also South America.
Now that I have your attention, it is indeed true that Black Americans are natives in America. If you oppose this statement, kindly let me know on the comment section below and let others know your opinion. This episode today is of much essence to you and much importance if you are a Black American, if you are a white American who don't know about Black history. Kindly stay with me till the end as we unfold this. And a question I have for you today: why are white Americans furious after discovering that Black Americans are natives in America? With the first video we have just watched, you can clearly get to see and understand how these circumstances come to place. This angry white American clearly showcases to us that white Americans are natives in America. But on the other hand, a perfect scenario in this incident is Black Americans are indigenous in America. They are the foundational Black Americans. They were born there. Their ancestors fought for the rightful ownership of Black people to have a safe place to work and make the dollars. I feel so bad when communities come in front and disrespect Black Americans. Black Americans champion for the rights of immigrants, Black immigrants, other races, regardless if you are a Latino, if you are Hispanic, if you are Asian. Black Americans champion for your rights in America to have a safe place to work and make the dollars. You should not disrespect this kind of people. When immigrants come into America, they start making the dollars, and once they are settled in America, they disrespect Black Americans. You should always value how you take Black Americans. The following videos is a reflection of what we're discussing here today. Watch how Black Americans are correcting white Americans, showcasing the word that they are indeed natives in America. Black people in America have been there for such a long time. African American is another term that we need to clear off the table. Let me tell you this. If you are a white person who has migrated from Africa to USA, we also have another incident where a black person had decided to move from Africa to go to USA to look for greener pastures. These two kind of groups are considered African Americans. Many people term African Americans as only black people who have come from Africa to USA. As long as you have migrated from Africa to USA, regardless of your race or identity, black or white, you are regarded as African American. Now do you get to see why white people hate Black Americans? It is because of such incidences like this. They don't want to admit the fact that Black Americans have been there for such a long time. They don't want to agree to the fact that Black Americans are indigenous in America. They are the native borns. The ancestors were there even before the slavery era. Kindly watch this short coverage. Let me know your response on the comment section below. And if you find this video of value, educative, and it has added more educational purposes unto you, kindly feel free to hit the subscribe icon below if you're not a robot or an alien. I dig deeper into Black American history, Black American hot gossips and trends, and I champion for the rights of Black Americans in a white supremacist world. I also dig deeper into white America, hot topics and trends, Black, brown, and minority groups in America. Stay with me till the end, and at the end I'll have more strong commentary on this episode. Watch this short coverage step by step.
We talk about slavery in America. We focus on Europeans that brought enslaved Africans here. But what about Native Americans? What were they doing while this was going on? The answer is complicated. Let's talk about it. Before European settlers started enslaving Africans, they tried to enslave Native Americans first, but it didn't work out the way they planned. Native Americans knew the land way too well, so obviously they escaped all the time. They had strong community ties. Other tribes would hide and protect them, and they fought back hard. So colonizers turned to the transatlantic slave trade instead. But here's where it gets interesting. Some native tribes, they actually helped enslaved Black people escape. The Seminoles in Florida, they took in runaway slaves and lived together as allies. The Underground Railroad didn't just go north. Some runaways escaped west to native lands. There were even Black native communities, like the Black Seminoles who fought against slavery together. White settlers hated this, of course. They launched wars just to break up these alliances. But here's the part they don't like to talk about. Some native tribes, especially in the Southeast, owned enslaved Black people. The Cherokee, Choctaw, Creek, and even some of the Seminoles had plantations with enslaved Africans. They passed laws keeping Black folks enslaved, just like the white settlers did. But after the Civil War, some of those tribes, they still refused to free Black people until they were actually forced by the U.S. government. Why? Because they saw the U.S. rewarded white slave owners. They got power, they got land, and some thought mimicking them would help them survive. Native Americans weren't just bystanders during slavery. Some were oppressed right along with Black people. Some were allies in the fight for freedom. And yeah, some actually participated in slavery. History is messy. People make choices based on survival. But the truth? Black and Native struggles are deeply connected. And understanding those connections helps us fight the same systems today. They don't teach you this in school for a reason. But now you know. What are you going to do with that knowledge?
A lot of people don't know that America tends to cover up the history of its Afro-Native Americans, okay? So the Native American depiction that they mainly show in the mainstream is often a straight-haired, lighter-complected, almost Euro representing person. However, the kinky-haired Black beings, we're also Native Americans. I am Native American in the flesh. So make sure you guys are tapping into your history, know where you really come from, know what land you originate from.
I feel like the real reason that Africans, Caribbeans, and everyone from the diaspora is so bothered by Black Americans is because we do not let the African part of our lineage overshadow the American part, right? So when African Americans are creating all of this new culture and we're being the face of culture and creation and innovation all across the world, we are not giving that credit to our African heritage. And I think that is where all of the discomfort come from. Because every time there's a conversation about, the greatness of Black Americans in the world, every time a British person or Caribbean person opens their mouth to talk about Black people in America, it's always, they don't know their roots. They don't know their heritage. When in fact, we do know our history, we do know our heritage, and we know that we are descendants of American slaves. And in those 500 years, we mixed with Europeans, Native Americans, Hispanics, and of course, the people who originally here were African. But we ourselves are not inherently African in any type of way. So because we don't give that credit in large to our African counterparts, there is jealousy and disdain there. And that's why there is always so much question about our identities. It's not that we don't know who we are, because we do know who we are. It's that you don't like who we claim to be. And because our American part of our identities is just as important as the African part of our identity, as well as the Native American, Hispanic, and everything else that mixes to make an African American, that rubs you the wrong way. You think that Africa should get more credit for the creation of Black America. The proof of this is you don't give Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, or Brazilians this same treatment, right? People are okay with Latinx, Afro-Latin people highlighting the Latin part of their culture over the African part of their culture. And the only reason that y'all are okay with that is because they have not reached the heights of creation and innovation that Black America has, right? And so because they haven't done anything as world changing and as world effective as Black America does, it doesn't matter as much to you. But because we have reached heights with our culture that our counterparts across the seas and in South America cannot reach or have not reached, because I won't say that you can't, it's a problem for you. You need us to say how African we are so that you can take credit for our greatness.
All right, racists, let's talk about the truth. There is so much discourse lately about who is native and who is indigenous, and even the nerve to bring up who is the architect of soul food. And what everyone needs to understand is that black people are the earth. Black people are the only unmutated humanity. They told you humans came from Africa like it was a migration story. But that's not the truth. The truth is, Africa is the first face of the earth. And blackness is the source of all biology. Everyone else? Genetic drift, mutational echo, survival glitches adapted to ice and exile. Let's talk origins. The black woman is the womb of the world. Forget the Eve in the garden story. That was a stolen metaphor. The real Eve lives in the woman's mitochondria. And not just any women. Melanin-rich, thick-hipped, thick-lipped, and copper-toned. Elegant, poised, literally perfect, planet-rooted black women. White women don't carry the full ancestral genome. Asian, Mexican, and Native women only carry fragments. Black women carry the total code. She doesn't reproduce diversity. She births the whole species. When small African offshoot groups migrated north, they weren't evolving. They were mutating, adapting to survival, not thriving. That's where lighter skin, narrow nostrils, reduced melanin, and behavioral changes began. All signs of environmental stress, not superiority. You don't get white by evolving, you get white by forgetting the sun. And that forgetting is not advancement, it's progression. The white genome contains 1 to 4% Neanderthal DNA. Let me repeat, they didn't just descend from humans. They were cavemen. Black people have 0 Neanderthal admixture. That's not a joke. That's biology. Black people are the originals. Non-black people are the remix. The problem is, the remix decided to express its evil nature by attempting to erase the original track. Let's talk indigenous. The term indigenous was invented by settlers to decide who was native enough to be managed, named, and displaced. But indigenous is a political term, not a genetic one. And political terms can't overwrite blood memory. Being first on the continent does not make you first on the planet. However, black people being first on the planet means they are first on every continent. The black genome is Earth's source code. Everyone else is just running a copy of their biological operating system. The war against black genetics is a war against humanity. Melanin isn't pigment, it's the processor. It's the molecule that translates solar energy into life. Plants have it, animals have it, humans need it. Black people have the highest concentration of it, which means black people don't just live on Earth, they translate it. They are not just a race, they are the root species. Black isn't a color, it's the motherboard. Every other group, adaptations, mutations, and mistakes. This isn't supremacy. This is truth. Black people didn't come from Africa. Africa came from black people.
Till here right now, are you in line that black Americans are true natives in America? If you oppose it, let others know your opinion and I will humbly respond to you. I am not attacking white Americans. It is only a video to showcase to you that why are white Americans furious when they discover that black Americans are native born in America. They are the indigenous black Americans. It was a nice session engaging with you, and please and kindly don't forget to hit the subscribe icon below. I post on regular basis on topics and trends targeting black Americans and how they continue to uplift themselves in a white supremacist world. Always remember this: white people will always be against black Americans because of such topics like the one discussing here right now. They are finding out that they are not the only ones who are native born in America. They are soon discovering that black Americans, they are the indigenous black people. They are the foundational black Americans. They build America, not immigrants. A point of corrections. Many people say that immigrants built America, but in my case and in most cases, it is indeed true that black Americans build America. Respect how you address black Americans. Thank you for watching and thank you for staying with me till here right now. And on the next episode, I'll continue showcasing to you how black Americans live in America and the division they have with white people. It is not because black Americans are bad. It is because they don't want black Americans to rise to the foot. They know how black Americans are influential in America. Thank you for watching, family, and goodbye.